Bill Coleman to my channel. Um, in light of David Lynch's passing, what was it, last week or the week before? Um, I posted, I ended up posting like two videos. Um, the first one was on Mulholland Drive, and I talked about how I said I absolutely love the film. It's my favorite David Lynch film. I saw it in the theater when it came out. I watched it on DVD after that a bunch of times, and I loved it. I thought it was an intellectually challenging film. Um, but I said, I just posed a question. I'm like, it looked to me like he lifted the way he framed the whole movie, that he based it upon the framing that was done with the film Jacob's Ladder, which came out 1990. So I just asked if people knew. I'm not a huge David Lynch fan. I love that movie, but I'm not a huge David Lynch fan. So I was wondering if anyone knew if he had ever talked about this. Like, yeah, it's based upon Jacob's Ladder, and that was fine. That video was fine. But then I posted it. So then I sort of started thinking about Mulholland Drive, and I watched the movie after like 20 years. I hadn't seen it in 20, 21, 22 years. So I watched the movie again, and then it brought back a memory. It struck me that the love scene between Naomi Watts' character and then I'm forgetting her name now, but the other character was, it looked like a complete ripoff from Persona. So that's all I said. I didn't say I hated the movie. I didn't say I hated David Lynch. I didn't say, clearly I established in the first video that I loved the movie and I liked David Lynch. So I just said it looked to me like this. Come on, like it was so obvious. I was rolling my eyes. Like, are you serious? You're just directly lifting this? Come on, you're David Lynch, And I could not believe the way that people attacked me. I said, had anyone else noticed this? But people were just so nasty, and I can take it. I don't mind the nasty comments, but this is my point. It reminds me of like I've done previous videos about Bob Dylan and David Foster Wallace. Like, those are people like you can't create. They're perfect. They're perfect artists, and everything they did was perfect. You can't criticize anything. You have to pretend that you think they're a genius, or you get attacked. So you can't even say like, oh, Bob Dylan was a phenomenal songwriter, but his voice was terrible in my opinion, and he orchestrated his songs in a mediocre way. You got to serve somebody as an example in my mind of a throwaway song. To me it's like a garage band song or something. You can't say anything like that. You get attacked. So clearly, you can put David Lynch, David Foster Wallace, and Bob Dylan all in the same category of like, there's a cult following and you can't criticize them or you'll be attacked. You have to fall in line and pretend that you believe they're infallible artists, right? And I will say, like, I'm an Elvis nut since I was like in first grade. Okay, I've been crazy about Elvis. I have another channel just on Elvis, all right, and I've done a number of videos on Elvis in this channel. But I can criticize Elvis, and I have, on multiple levels. He had a certain genius, right? He really did with music, and I've analyzed some of that genius, right? I haven't captured it all, but I've also criticized Elvis, and so there's a problem here. If people are if they can't use their be objective and use their critical thinking to analyze something and say, oh, this is great, this artist, this is a great thing that they did, this is mediocre, or they stole this from someone else, we can't have a conversation then. So anyhow, I just want to throw that out there. It was absolutely ridiculous. So let me know your thoughts.